Hey guys, welcome back to More Than a Match with myself, Damani. And no RH guys, I'm currently on holiday in Boracay in the Philippines. Look at the scene here. But the duo's not together, but we'll still make it work. How are you doing, Raz?
Ooh, look at the scenery there. Thank you very much, D-Money. Very well, my end. Guys, just a quick one for me. Thank you very much for all the continued support and love for myself and Damani on this More Than a Match journey. Hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. Best bits, heartfelt moments. We thought we'd just bring it all together for you in the first 11. Please like, please subscribe, and we'll be back next week with another guest on More Than a Match. Let's keep the episodes going. Let's keep the flow going. Up the RH. Enjoy your day.
Moving on to the loans as well, because you've had some top loans, like obviously Norwich, Ipswich. Talk to me about that. How was that going out on loan?
Yeah, so when I was playing, I played like 35 games that season as well, but then lockdown happened, and in the March as well, the players was like telling me like, oh, I think you're gonna get a call up here for the England squad, the March one. But obviously then lockdown happened, so I never knew.
Yeah.
And then I went. We was away, and then we're all on what did we use?
Zoom.
To be on a Zoom. We're all on Zoom like in the mornings and stuff, and like all doing like planks and press ups. But everyone's in the mansions, and I'm in my bedroom at my mum's still.
Yeah.
And like I couldn't get involved with everything because like what can I do?
Space.
Yeah.
Like there was nothing that I could really use and stuff. I was so limited. So I ended up not coming back and not being like
in the condition.
It's the first time that I've not played football in a while because I'm actually like I was never getting injured. So then when I did come back, didn't start off well. Finished that season, and then ended up like I need to go now. Like I'm 21 years of age. I need to go and play. I've not played for a full year. So anyway, a few clubs came in, a few abroad teams, but I just wanted to be in the Prem.
Yeah.
And I had a couple in the Prem, but I just thought, let's go Norwich. Like let's go. The manager was Fark at the time. He rang me. He gave me good ideas. So I liked the sound of it. It was far away from Manchester as well, because things was just hectic up here. So I thought, okay, let's go try it. So I went down there. Did all right. But we didn't win a game until November, and the game that we did win, the manager then got sacked. That game in November, and then we went to. They ended up bringing in Dean Smith and Craig Shakespeare, which was good, like English manager, I really liked it. We ended up obviously getting relegated that season. Felt like I had a good experience. Back end of the season, the manager was just like, I'm not going to play you no more because I want to look at the team for the next year, like that kind of stuff. Ended up going back to United, but I ended up getting injured in the summer. It left me out until November. Obviously, the manager got sacked. Ten Hag's now there. Ended up then coming back, made one appearance. Finished that year off, and then I just went in the summer, and I just went to the manager. I was like, I'm gonna go to the championship. I'm gonna go and play in the champ, and experience something. Because obviously Kieran's there. And like, I was at that point I was in a bad situation as well, like off the pitch stuff was going on. So then Kieran got in contact with me and was like, come down here, like it'll be good for you. So I just spoke to him. He's like okay. Went down, and then obviously Kieran was there, Martin was there, the other coach, and Granty was there.
Granty's not going to be happy now. Sorry, Granty. It's all right.
Granty was there as well, but obviously, Granty's now one of my coaches.
Yeah.
I shared a changing room with Granty.
Yeah.
What's that
so
like?
We had that like kind of like, I could speak to him on like both sides. Like I can speak to him serious on football, and I can speak to him like that as well. Ipswich, I really liked it. It was good. It was going well. We was doing well. The team's great.
Doing very well now,
It's a proper serious like football club with what they do and the standards, and like if you ain't training, you get you're noticed in training. Like you don't look good. had a couple injuries, but that was about it. And then we got to January, and then a lot of things was starting to go crazy off the pitch, and like with friends and stuff like that. And Kieran could see that in me, so Kieran was like, go back to Manchester for 2 weeks, go sort what you need to sort out, and then come back to who you are. So I was like, okay, no worries.
Yeah, but it's good to have like a manager that understands you.
Yeah,
obviously because he's been with you before,
he
so
knows me.
he knows how to get the best out of you.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that, forming that relationship
Yeah,
and stuff like that. That happens over time as well, because at United, it's amazing.
But prior to that, like, they could see it coming. Like, Granty was picking me up to take me to Starbucks at like in the thing, and we'd go and have a chat in his car, and we'd just speak about things. So anyway, it ended up coming back to Manchester to sort a lot of things out. Things got worse. So then the process didn't really get me back down there. Then we got to March. So then I started training. Started training at the Cliff by myself, and it was training with. What's going on with my name today? They're all gonna hate me.
Yeah, train with that guy.
Yeah, train with that guy.
Yeah, man.
Who?
Oh, it'll come back to me. Anyway, I was training with one of the coaches who used training with us at United.
Clegg?
No, in the 21s. He's been in the 21s. Probably when I was in the first team, I think he went to 21s.
We apologise to this coach in advance, but when Brandon remembers it.
From Manny, bro, like a proper Manny boy.
Manny boy.
Mark Dempsey, no?
Dempsey.
Bobby Harry, come on.
Mark
Dempsey. Yeah,
shut up.
Mark Dempsey, I've got you, mate. Don't worry.
See how I described it though, and everybody knew what he was on about.
It's like a thumb. Sorry, Dempsey. Right. It's like RH. No, but yeah,
so
it's top
training
guy.
with Demps, and then it was training good, and then it just got to like they was fighting for promotion, so it was like. It was just better for me not to go down there, and just because my head wasn't there. Obviously, buzzing that they ended up getting promoted. That was a good feeling.
Obviously, you mentioned your mum playing a big part in your boxing. I'm a mummy's boy as well, because I've not had a father figure like yourself. So it was just me, my mum, and my nana. What role did your mum play in your boxing?
She played a massive role. So I was a mad mummy's boy. Like one time with my ex. I was like, oh, I need to ring my mum. She's like, why? I said, I just need to tell her I love her.
Oh.
Swear on.
Yeah.
So I just belled her. I said, Mum, what you doing? You okay? I said, yes, son, I'm good. Just, I love you. Just wanted to let you know that. She said, oh, I love you too, son. I'll see you tomorrow. I said, I'll see you. And then my ex was doing like, wow, this guy's a little proper mummy boy, innit? Like, but she played everything to me, man. Used to be always at the weigh-ins. I could hear her all the time when I'm fighting. She'd say the wrong things, but I couldn't say she's saying the wrong thing. Keep on him.
I know that's my mum there.
Yeah, like, God, yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, she's a big influence, man. And I believe, God puts the hardest tasks on people who can handle it. You know what I mean? And she's played, even though she's not a physically, she's played a big part in my career now. Because it makes me grind harder and think harder and want to do things more, because I feel like I need to make her proud. You get me? So she's a big influence still now. You get me?
It's inspirational, stuff like that. I know sure you went through a mad difficult time. My mother's still here. Yours is. I can't imagine what you went through during that difficult time.
It was like traumatic. I'll be real. I've never spoke about this.
No, we appreciate it. We appreciate it.
So, but like, no one doesn't even know. I don't even tell my friends, because I just think you can't relate to me, because you would never know.
Yeah.
So like, it's a gift and a curse, because she see my first breath and I seen her last breath. I was there when she died, innit? Like, I was physically there. Me and my uncle Pat. So, we spoke about it before, me and Pat in the past. But like, it really did affect me. Because I had to do things that I shouldn't have done. Like, I had to bath my mum and that, and just the things I remembered of my mum, because she was there. I took her to Wilms Hospital, and then they put her in hospital and whatever, and she died 2 weeks later. So it was too fast. Yeah, like
the process.
The process was rapid, and it just changed me as a person. Like, that's why when you see, I was laughing and buzzing, because I appreciate you now. Yeah, because. one thing my Uncle Pat always says is, death is always promised. You're promised to die. That's one thing you're promised in life, but you just don't know when it is. So that's kind of like stuck with me differently, where I don't hate no one in this world now. I don't hate no one. I can dislike people's actions, but I don't hate you, because imagine having an altercation with somebody or not forgiving somebody or something like that, and then the past, how would you feel? You'd be like, that was so minor. It was so stupid. So it's humbled me in that way. I was humble anyway, but it's humbled me in that way. And like I said, the first 6 months and that, I never spoke to no one about it. Don't need a psychiatrist, like.
But everyone grieves in different ways.
I was just like, I couldn't get a mum's face out of my head. Of like, because she had to get like pressure from my brain, like water out and whatever, something, and the hair was shaved and that. And the stuff I had to do, like bath run, get her changed and all that. When everyone kept on saying to me, oh yeah, you remember your mum, how she used to be. And I'm like, nah, it's hard, because
you've seen it.
You didn't see what I see. You got like the back of it, where they put it into, is it palliative care, where she can die at home or whatever. That's the bit y'all seen. I was in the
struggle,
the war, literally on my own. Like
someone you love so much, and you're watching this happen.
It was then. I lost mum. I lost a best friend and a mum.
Everything felt like
no one like,
so
and
hard.
that was the hardest thing with it, because I didn't lose one person, I lost 2.
How hard is it to be picked up from another club after being released? Do you wanna go?
Yeah, I'll go.
Yep.
Yeah, it's that being released stage is so tough, because you think like this is all you know, and you want to be part of. Every kid wants to be part of a team that you grow up in and get to the top. But going back to the question, it's for myself personally, I found it pretty hard. Well, when I left United, I thought I've been here all my life, and I was ready for the next chapter. To be fair, I was ready. Like, as much as I enjoyed it and had the best experience of my life there at the club, like sometimes you just feel like, right, it's time to move on and see what's next now. Not that
change of scenery.
Yeah, it's a change of scenery. So I didn't find. I'm going to change that. I didn't find it that hard being released, because I was happy for the next. The next excitement. But it can be hard for a lot of players. Like this summer has been one of my toughest summers. I was travelling up and down, going to teams on trials. I was getting rejected. People saying, I've not had enough games. That's all it's about, playing games. Senior games.
Because a lot of 18s, 21 games not really established.
So I wasn't established. People might have looked at me like I didn't play enough senior games. So it might be a trust thing. But I was rejected quite a lot. But then, like I said, it all goes back to your support network. Like my missus, her family and my family were so supportive. Like mentally, it was tough, but you just gotta keep going and persevering, because if you just never give up and you keep going, something will always happen for you, no matter what it is in life. If that's a job, if that's anything in life, if you just keep going and going and going and going, then something will come. And fortunate enough, I got to where I am today, which was Macclesfield, and I've enjoyed every moment of it. And there wasn't doubts like I wasn't going to get anywhere, but maybe there was doubts that like it's scary not knowing where you're going to go, uncertainty, like where am I going to end up. Like I like a plan, but like football, like you said, it's so uncertain and you don't know where you're going to end up. And like I never thought I'd be like where I am today. I didn't think I was going to be where I am in like playing non-league, and I thought...
So, sorry to interrupt you. You're at Man United. Are you saying in terms of like the level maybe? Like, and that's no disrespect to like say Macclesfield or that sort of level. Like you're not like this by any means. No, because we talked about at the start, like you're dialed in, professional. But when you're at Man United, and this is no disrespect, you probably 3-4 years ago, you wouldn't probably think that you was in this league. I
did 3-4 years ago. I wouldn't think I would end up at Macclesfield or like. But do you know what? This has probably been the best time since I've left United. Or like, I've enjoyed it. Like, I'm happy.
Brilliant.
I'm so happy. And my missus said to me the other day, like, you look so happy and you look like you're enjoying it. And I'm so happy for you. So no matter where you end up, Damani, I just want you to be happy. And it made me smile because I've found the love and I'm enjoying it. Obviously, it plays a big part how we've done.
Yeah,
but
it's
take
a
that
moment,
aside, like, it feels like a home, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, it's brilliant.
And that's a credit to the club welcoming me like that. But yeah,
and
like,
yourself as well.
Yeah.
Like you said, like, again, you know, knockbacks,
yeah.
mental strength.
But my advice for people out there that do get released and don't know where they're going to end up, yeah, it can be very hard, but if you don't give up and you just keep enduring whatever comes at you and thinking about what's next and trying your hardest, then you will end up somewhere and it might be better than you expect. So that's my advice.
You know what? You want my
Go
view?
on.
If you get released, it's a game of opinions.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Like, one person, and we've discussed this with Jimmy, one person or in a coach or whoever it is might not rate you as a player, as a person. It's an opinion. There's 92 football league clubs. There's loads of football clubs. You'll find your home.
Yeah.
So for me, I know and again, I've been through it, like, it's the end of the world.
Yeah.
Football's your life, it's the end of the world. So emotional, and again, you go back to the sport network, you need a solid support network, family, mum, dad, cousin, auntie, uncle, whoever it is, friends, like, to rally behind you and go, you know what, pick yourself up. This is what sort of player you are.
Yeah.
Pick yourself up, you'll find a home.
Yeah.
Because, trust me, you'll look at it in a few years and you look behind you and you might be in front of the people that they're trying to push.
Yeah.
I've seen it so much, brother, in my playing career and my coaching career. Players, and this is no disrespect to them, that have pushed by football clubs at certain ages, when it comes to 18, 19, the player that has been released by another club is higher than the player that they've pushed.
Yeah.
So you'll find a home, mentally strong, tough, like, pick yourself up, hard work pays off.
Yeah, it does.
And talent only takes you so far. If you're talented and work hard, give 110%, managers will look at you and go, you know what,
yeah.
if I'm going in the trenches, I'm taking him.
Yeah.
I'm taking him in. He was like the next
prodigy.
He was like,
big prospect.
So you were, though. I know it sounds mad us saying it now. You were. So when everyone thinks of you, they think of, like, the talent and, like, you know, it didn't really work out. You know what I mean? So, like, what was that like for you? Like, in that moment, you said football was fine, but did you really know what was going on at that time, like the way people were talking about you?
Like the pressure of it.
Pressure and mentality-wise.
Living up to, like, that.
I did a bit, obviously. You do see it on social media, and like we were saying before, it's you know, it's massive now, but like back, like when I was there, it wasn't as big as it was now. But obviously you did see it Twitter and stuff like that, but I never really paid attention to it, to be honest, because I just felt like I knew how good I was anyway, so I didn't really need anyone else to
tell you
to say it. And like, obviously, like the next Messi is like, come on. You know what I mean? But
why is he like he's buzzing?
Nah, but come on.
I don't look at social media, but I've seen that comment, didn't I?
Well, you're doing the Conor McGregor next Messi here. Yeah, what a guy. Nah, it's one of them. We've discussed it before. There was a lot of expectation around you, and like you on the football pitch, you know, again we spoke about it. You're free. Like everything goes away when you play football, but off the pitch, like you said, it's so important. Like, you do everything right in it. Like, because like you said, it did happen then, but if it would have happened later on, then it potentially could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, definitely.
And it is tough, innit? That it's tough. I don't think.
And it wasn't just all bad. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm just saying what, like, probably why I left is because little things like that. You know, coming back from you're killing yourself, aren't you? You know what I mean? Like, and it was just other things, like, you know, I played there was arguments with Mourinho and stuff like that. It just don't help you, you know what I mean? And it's like, you say stuff back to him, it gets back to other coaches. Yeah. They're all looking at you like, what are you doing?
So was that like in the first team session, was it? Or
nah, he was in the canteen one time. We had a Resi game and that, and he watched it the night before, and then seen him the next day, and he was just like, he slapped me on the back of my head. Like, I was like facing the other way. I turned round. I thought it was one of the lads at first taking the piss. Turned round, it was him, and I was obviously shit at it. And he's like,
saying to him, you lazy, or you don't run last night? You tired? And I just looked at him, I was like, nah, I'm not having this. Obviously said, I don't know what I said back, but it wasn't obviously the best probably thing to say, but... And then I just got off, and I remember I was in the gym and like Tommy Martin or Ricky Sprague, who was the manager at the time, come in the gym, and he come straight up to me and was like, you all right, you good? And I was just like looking at him thinking, yeah. But I didn't know at the time really how big that, like, you've just had an argument with the first team manager there. And like, probably a few weeks later, that's when my head and all, I was just like, I'm never going to play for this guy, mate, really.
Yeah. Was it that bad? Was
not
it that bad?
It wasn't just new, because you're just like, I'm going into training, I'm never getting called up, other lads are, all that stuff, and then you're in your own mind, and then like, no one's telling you as well, like,
what's going on.
You know, you don't need, I was young, you know, whatever, I was just like, nah. And then obviously you just self-destruct then, don't you? Don't help myself at times. And that's what I was saying, just maturity of just knowing, like, probably now I would deal with things.
Yeah, you would have took a deep breath. You would have tried.
Done more. And
even in them moments though as well, like, you know, we all have a laugh and stuff like that, but you probably would have been like that's a bit, but your reaction would have been different. Like,
because you're not used to that. You're like, whoa.
So I remember it, I was fuming. I was actually like, I wasn't having it. I was like, you mad? Because I swear in the game I like slid 2 balls for sitters. I was thinking in my head, no chance, you put 2 balls out on a plate to win the game. That's my job. But then obviously at the time, you know, young, probably thinking about to get an E's team, what you have to do, and just all these, like,
everyone's different, every manager's different.
He's probably trying to be like, at the time, like, bit constructive, but said it in the wrong way as well.
Well, you know what he was like? Well, he used to go up there and, like, you remember him or not? Do you really? It's like he used to train and then, like, he'd have his back to the session and, like, he'd be on his phone and, like, he wouldn't be bothered. And, like, obviously I used to, like, look at it and be like,
you're trying so hard.
I'd go in the change room and be like, oh, see, but in the corner and go, like, I'm not happy, like, don't watch. He's not bothered.
So how am I supposed to prove myself?
Like, you want to get in his team, he's not even bothered.
He's on his phone.
You know what, I didn't know that.
That's what he was like, but that's the way he is, isn't it? Like,
every manager's different.
Was that though, like, I know you might not know in terms of timelines, but was that his third season when he just, like, because his third season come and then he self-destructed himself, didn't he? He just didn't want to be there. So
he just done mad things, didn't he? Like, remember the big things he put up so we couldn't see training and stuff. Like, you could obviously, we used to train like in the
next to them,
next to him. Say we finished early or before, you get to watch 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
It was good that as well. It was like, it's because you're watching the first thing, like, yo,
trying to get there, pick things up.
Like, you want their spot, so watching them is like a privilege, innit? And then one day you come in and it's like,
put these big things up, you couldn't see them. Blocked it all off. I was like, nice one, man.
Wow. So the young residents couldn't see?
I think the team was getting leaked or something like that. Someone was getting leaked and he was like, oh, the Caddy lads, we just cut for it, didn't we? Well,
that's not right, is it, that?
But when you used to go over for, like, set pieces, you used to try so hard. And
he wasn't bothered.
Nothing was going to come out of it. But
as a manager, like, I said this to my dad and that, like, if you was a fully established player, it'd be unbelievable to work with. Like, obviously, like, kid, he's not going to give you the time of day, is he? But, like, I remember once training with him and he played Liverpool, and I swear to you, he said exactly what the wingers was going to do. He literally told him what he was telling probably Luke Shaw at the time what Salah's going to do in behind, the runs he's going to make.
Yeah, the tactical.
I watched the game the next day, I swear. Done everything, and they won 2-0. And I was like, mate.
Yeah, that's probably
scary.
What separates.
Yeah, it's the detail. It was like, I swear it was pinpoint. Everything he said happened. It was like, wow.
Social media, that's a great point what Dee's made there. Like, anyone can say anyone. You know, he could be behind an account, and, like, you know, you could have played a game, and next minute, like, you're getting constant abuse.
You judged off that performance.
What's that like for you?
I don't read it.
Don't read it?
No, I probably came off Twitter a while back. I just think there's no point in reading negative comments. It's not going to help me. It's not going to help the team. It blows my mind that people can just sit there and write what they want and say what they want with no consequences.
Unfiltered as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can just put anything on Twitter. That's the thing. It's not managed, is it?
And you know what? People can have their opinions on everyone, but I've got an opinion on a lot of things, but I don't go and write it. Like, that's just my opinion. But I think some people, that's how they live their life.
I think the only opinions that matter is the people that are close to you, really. So whatever, regardless of who you are, it doesn't matter to me, because I don't care about your opinion.
I think like you said there, Gab, I think everyone's entitled to an opinion because without the fans, like you guys are not in a job. Do you understand what I mean? So them, paying for tickets, shirts, like again, you're entitled to your opinion, but it's the way it's put across sometimes.
Yeah, and I just think like, do you think that's going to help or hinder?
Yeah.
Like if it's going to help, by all means, write what you want to write.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying everyone that writes tweets like some people it is constructive and it can help people, that's fine, but it's people that come out with like the racist remarks and calling people's how they look and like for me I'm like that's nothing to do with football.
No, it's not. And again, there's got to be a way to tackle it. It's people get away with it, which is tough, and it's the people that are under that sort of pressure. That it's good that you don't read it though, because we've discussed on obviously previous podcasts. Sometimes it's hard not to.
Yeah, I was guilty of doing it. Like after a game, I used to think, "What are these saying?" Because sometimes if you've had a good performance or a bad performance, so you're thinking like you sat on a coach and you think like, let me just have a look. And you're like, yo,
which you didn't do it.
Oh, what? Was it that bad? And you start asking people, no, bro, was that bad today?
What happens when you have a good game though?
You have a good game.
You can't wait to get on it.
As soon as you sit in the change, you're like, check this, bro.
Demand it. Sorry, I'm just busy. I'm just.
No, but I feel like
reading.
you don't have to look because you know you've done good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But whereas like the other side of it, like you played bad, so you think, what have these said? But then.
Yeah, but you mentioned a good point about knowing.
Yeah, it's the knowing what like.
Yeah, rather than thinking.
Yeah, like what
are they knowing.
Saying?
It's just difficult because like people have their opinions, but nobody ever goes onto the pitch and wants to be rubbish.
Yeah,
correct.
Honestly, it's the last thing on my priority list to be rubbish.
Yeah.
So
100%.
like,
it is.
Yeah.
like I get where they're coming from but it's football and no one's perfect. People are gonna have ups and downs. It's how you come back from it, of course. Like,
it's a top point that because like surely football fans must think like if you made a mistake, surely you don't mean to make the mistake.
Yeah,
but again, they've just got to voice it, haven't they?
And it's just washing the negative with the positive. Like we have hundreds of fans that are positive and stick behind you no matter what. And some people that comment, it's not even fans.
It's not.
Like it's not fans. It's just some people. It's just random people.
Yeah. But it's like you said, like there's no names though, so it's like user 1355, and then all they have to do is if they get the account deleted, make another one.
Just make another one.
Carry on.
So easy. Yeah.
Speaking of confidence, we'll go to the England stuff. The under-21s, obviously you won the Euros there. Didn't concede a goal. Yeah. Obviously, shout out to your mate Trafford there, saving the pens. But what was that like? Going through the tournament, did you start off as favourites? Did you feel like you grew into the tournament? What was that like for you?
I feel like we probably was favourites. I feel like England are always favourites in them type of tournaments. England, France, Spain, them like the usuals.
No, but if you look on paper at your team, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, our team was a joke, but like I said, football's not easy, is it? Yeah. Like on paper you can have the best team, but you just like it might not just be your day. So in a tournament format where you've got to win,
anyone can win as well.
Round, it's tough. So, but we definitely knew there was a lot of talk going on because obviously England 21s, they arguably always have the best team going into tournaments, and we just for some reason don't end up doing well. So we just thought like we all literally there were so many conversations where we'd all sit there because obviously you have like a pre-camp and all that stuff where we'd sit there and be like, look lads, like we should breeze this, look at our team, we have the best players in all positions, the bench was a joke as well, really good way of playing, and we just thought to ourselves if we don't win this tournament then we're going to regret it so much. It can't just be one of them where it's we just didn't win. We thought we have to win this, we've all got to stick together, and if we do that, we should breeze it.
What was it like?
We didn't.
The last game.
The last game. Obviously, I played right back as well throughout the tournament, didn't I? A little bit of an inverted role, which was new for me. I played right back the last game of the season for Everton. Ended up having
man of the match.
Like a man of the match performance.
You know, you did it.
Yeah.
You started at centre back, didn't you?
Yeah. So. Started centre back and then same again. I went into midfield one tournament and then just had a bit of a blind of a tournament and then with the right back, I literally went into the first day of the pre-camp with England, and Cars was like, that performance on the weekend.
You're gonna have to play right that little tournament.
Was that the little seed that he planted?
Yeah, like
that.
it kind of was. Like it was kind of like the first day. It was like let's give us something to think about. You know.
How did you feel about that though?
You know, I'm like, as long as I'm playing,
Yeah,
I'm happy. So I thought, you know what, and the way he wanted to play as well, even before he played me right back, he always wanted, like I was speaking about before, the extra man in midfield. So whether that was winger or fullback, so I thought it'll
matches your overloading
possession.
I'm just going to be a lot more defensive and all that stuff, but on the ball, I can just go.
You basically
just go and get it. So obviously, played right back, and then obviously that final was.
Crazy that.
Obviously, when the penalty was given, because I'm not sure if you've seen it, it's like it's a foul, but then play carries on for like a minute, and then the ref comes back to it. You're thinking like what's going on here? And it's like the 90th plus minute or something. Thinking like this is just my luck. Like this is my luck. Like, and then obviously he saves it and then makes a double save. Oh, it's a joke. Yeah.
Mad memories then.
And that final whistle, mate.
And then the final whistle goal. But even just throughout the whole tournament, like Traff was just a joke. Like,
he done it the other week, didn't he?
He's been flying.
He done it the other week. He saved 2 penalties, didn't he?
A joke.
Yeah, he did. Same guy as well.
Yeah.
It was just like, I thought like...
Sunderland that was against.
Yeah. Thought like, this is just my luck, this. But then I thought, you know what, he's been on fire this hot, like
everyone believed him in anyway. Do you know what I mean? Everyone was like, he's going to save this.
I think someone said
Cole,
it.
Cole said it, didn't he? He's like, he's going to save this. And then he saved it.
Yeah, it's a joke.
You know what, at the end, I'm just thinking as a perspective, like, what are the lads saying to him when it all dies down? Like, you get on the coach and the after party or whatever. What are you saying to him? I bet it's just mad, innit?
Imagine though, but that for him's like scoring a goal to us.
It's crazy though.
You just look at him like, what?
Do you walk up to him and go, nice one, Trav? Like,
you know what? So obviously after we all went back to the hotel with like family and all that stuff, and obviously we all had a drink and like a celebration and that. Like he had a good
goal. He deserves it. I'm
not going to say too much, but
he deserves it.
He was one of the messiest
out of
everyone else. But like I said, he deserved it. He didn't concede a goal.
That's
the
crazy.
Whole way through.
That is mental.
Just talk about the process, obviously, for the viewers. Is that what it is? You send the video in. I'm not asking for myself. If you want to see RH in Love Island, I've got a missus and a little man, but you know what I mean. What's the process like? Is it a video, like you said, the video stuff? Then do you have an interview, mate? Like, just tell everybody like what the process is.
It's a long process. So you'll have like so many phone calls. You'll have calls with like doctors and like psychiatrists and stuff like that to check your mental health, and you'll be to and froing from London, having a medical meeting with the big ITV bosses, just having a normal chat with them, and that's quite nerve-wracking. And then there's people kind of above them that make the decision, and you're kind of waiting and to and froing. So it's a long old process, but it goes like that.
Does that like scare you a bit? Like when you're meeting all these people, as it's coming to the point where you're actually going to go on it, does it make you feel a bit more nervous because you have to go and speak to him, then another guy, and then another guy?
Not really, because I feel like I proper got on with them. Like I could chat to them. Like they were very, really nice people. But they always said you're not actually in the villa until you walk through the door. So you could get to the day before and you say, "Oh, sorry, something's changed. You're not going." It's happened a lot, and people get flew out. You don't fit it. You're going home.
Is that because of the dynamic that happens on the show?
Yeah.
That's
I think it's good that they do like speak to you about like your mental side as well, because I think that's a massive point, because like it can be so hard coming out of something like that if you're successful on it, because your whole life's changed. So you can go on it like maybe like not many people know about you, to you're one of the biggest things on social media right now, and that can sometimes be like what's going on.
It's life changing.
It is.
Coming into the first team, 16 years old, mate, like still in school.
That's mental,
mate.
You must be going to school like
Conor McGregor walking in, mate, blazer on, tie on like that, loving life. So what was that like again? Have a think back and like the emotions again. Popularity might have been great, but again around a senior environment, like is it true that you had to dress away from the players due to safeguarding?
We played Bury away. That was my first game. I had to get changed in the prayer room on my own. Wow. Which was mad experience, because I didn't know I had to do that until I got there. But going back to what you said, it's just surreal, really. But I was pushed into the first team really at 14. Like I was training with them every school holidays when I was 14. I and then they'd start taking me out of school to train with them. So I really did get accelerated. So, you know, talking about it now, it sounds like a really big thing, and it was, but you don't really realise what's happening when you're in the moment, do you? It's only now when you sit back and reflect.
Like you said, it goes so fast, doesn't it?
Exactly, yeah, you never really have time to look around and see what's happening.
Can you imagine now looking at a 14-year-old now and going, right, you're going to be in a first-team environment? Like, and again, we need to step back in this a little bit. I know it's your journey, and that for me is like mental, unreal because I'm looking at a 14-year-old, say who I work with or stuff like that. Could I drop you into a first-team environment right now? Even if you asked a parent, they would go, no chance. So the fact that you've done that is unbelievable.
I know, I just got to be grateful to the people at the time. Keith Hill was the manager. Like I said, Tony Ellis, Kevin Gibbons, Lee Riley, all them coaches. They're the ones that shaped me and, you know, give me the principles to be able to handle myself in that sort of environment, because as you know, first team environment's a lot different to academy. But you know, I felt I was well equipped. Like I said to you, all the boys looked after me, but to answer your question, no, I couldn't really see a 14-year-old doing it. I've been at a lot of clubs since, and you know, not seen any 14-year-old. So quite a decent.
I hope I'm right in saying this. Are you the youngest ever player to play for Rochdale?
I don't think I am anymore, no. Okay. I think they I was at the time.
Is it Ethan Briley? Has he took over?
I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you actually. It was.
Maybe after our research team will we'll do a job on that. But again, even that in itself, someone at 16 years of age, you know, going into a first team environment, 14.
How did you find that? Like, knowing that when they're telling you like, yeah, you're gonna play with the first team now, and you're only 14.
I think like when you're that age, you don't think. You don't overthink. You just play. You just enjoy the game. You just turn up and play. So everything was just happening, and I weren't really realising, to be honest, what was going on.
Well, then obviously you got the move to Oxford. You went to Oxford United. How long was you at Oxford for?
In total, it was 2.5 years up to the point where I left, and I was kind of done then. But obviously, I had another year at Chesterfield after that sort of semi-final scenario, but it all changed because then we had Cutty left, all the players really left.
Went to Portsmouth, didn't he?
Yeah, he went to Portsmouth. We called us in a meeting, and we were all around in the dressing room, and he went round the group and said, "Thanks for your efforts. Tell your agent to call me. Thanks for your efforts. Tell your agent." He got to me and just said, "Well done, son." He did that to a few, but yeah, he did take a few to Portsmouth. I think he tried to get a few more, but he did really well at Portsmouth. But then we had.
Did he do that? Yeah.
He did. He went round everyone. Just went.
Charlie's fuming.
Well done, thanks for your efforts. Well done, thanks for your efforts. Tell your agents to call me, and well done. And that's it.
But like, just to touch on that, Blackburn Rovers is a fantastic club. Big club, won the Premier League. You had a fantastic time there, and you give. And again, obviously, I know you, and I'm a bit biased, but no one could ever doubt your commitment, and like you enjoyed your time there. And again, like the fans, you know, do hold you in high regard. But again, for a club, when you leave, obviously they're always a little bit like, well, could he have stayed? And you know, he already had his eyes on going to Bournemouth in the Premier League, and so that's not the case. As a footballer, you pride yourself on. Again, if you take your foot off the gas, you don't get that move, do you? You've got to. Your standards are always up here, and I think that's important.
Also, he had a dream, didn't he? What he said when he left United, to get back to the Premier League. So that is part of your dream. So you fulfilled your dream, which is a big credit to you, because not everyone can say they fulfilled the dream, and that's very hard to do, and it comes from perseverance, and obviously you playing at your highest level consistently. So credit to you.
No, 100%. I just think, like, I know I keep going over it, like, you really did like Blackburn. You really did enjoy your time there, and I think the way it ended was not the way you wanted it to end. Like, you would have loved to have thanked everyone and left with, you know, the best wishes. It didn't really end like that, did it? And I think probably I'll ask you now, like, do you regret not leaving on good terms there? I know you couldn't help it, but like, you would have liked to have a nice send off there, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but as I say, it was a chance for me to change not just mine, but my wife, and at the time I just had obviously my eldest, so it was a chance for me to change our lives, really.
Yeah.
Obviously that opportunity, like I said, my aim when I left United was to always get back to the Premier League, and I felt like at the time, obviously when I went in the Jan, Bournemouth had a real good chance of doing that, and obviously they went on to get promoted. But then thankfully the move was still there for me in the summer. But as you say, I absolutely loved my time at Blackburn and met some unbelievable people. You know, the fans were brilliant with me. Obviously after everything that had happened, there was a few that turned a bit sour, but the majority of the fans, unbelievable. Obviously loved my time there, loved living where I lived, and I'll always have fond memories of the place.